Well, we better start with the positive, shall we? We have my team here who actually scored pretty well this week, a 528 with the 9 players, I believe, for this one here, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, so great overall with, Will Penasini getting 19. Picking the correct captain this week was great, and 2 great cash cows in Palacia, obviously 2 weeks ago, and then Zach Hosking as well. So happy with that. Obviously, overall, it would have been nice to pick up Chris Lewis at a slightly more expensive price than what Pole was, but the 35 was serviceable enough and lost out about 10 points, which is fine. Ezra Mam got his 40 that we needed. Hughesy 50. Dylan Brown with the 45. Him and sort of Penasini were the only ones that, and Reedy, but we expect scores of 47 from him these days. But those 3 there weren't great. McInnes got a solid 53 in some good minutes again off the bench, so really happy with his output. And I think we can keep him, have him as a keeper going forward. And I banked a lot of money this week. So the 528 put me into an overall rank of 1599. Considering I was at just over 2400 last week, it's a massive jump, a massive drop down. Still sitting with 5 trades remaining before the 4 we get after round 20 there. And 672 in the bank. So really looking to make some big moves this week. Guys like Damien Cook and Cam Murray are going to be on my radar heading into round 18 and 19. Also, guys like DCE, considering I've got a Jerome Hughes and a Dylan Brown who are underperforming a little bit, DCE is kind of going to be the man I'll be looking to. Obviously, the 50 from Hughes is, compared to his price, is a solid score, but we're going to need those kind of numbers going forward. Ruben Cotter's another guy who's on my radar for those that are interested, and also guys like Tedesco down the bottom there would be ideal to move on from guys like Savage, for example. Have Joey Manu, Nico Hines down there. Obviously Taylor May is as cover and Kohler, but really we need one more gun in that position, and then potentially doing something in the centres as well. So someone like Will Penasini might be time for him to go after his couple of low scores. Just feel like he's just under that keeper level. So yeah, generally overall, really happy with the output from my squad. We'll jump into the overall rankings there as well, and quickly into my overall league and go through some of those guys. So Will Ennis moves up into first spot, which is really, really cool for him. He had a massive week this week here with a 551, which was great. You're sitting there with 3, 5, 6, 8, 11 this week. So 11 was a really, really good one. Obviously, that means there's a chance that he has a player or 2 out for next week, depending on how people back up with guys like DCE, Burton, Teddy. Obviously, Robson is going to be a nice one going forward. You've got guys like Crichton, Nico Hines based on Origin, and also Cleary as well. Based on COVID, and then Cleary as well. But guys like Latrell Mitchell bringing in this week was great. Vice Captain Pat, not ideal. Has Frizzell as well, he got a 42. So those guys would be nice to step up for Mr. Will, but a great score and in first place, a 1-on to Will. We see Lee A, I haven't seen much up here as well, a 710, so really rocketed up this week with pretty well, almost a full squad there. 14, I believe. 14 playing in this week, which was awesome. And to get a big score like that, and still having guys like Cleary, Teddy, Cook, Burton, Garrick, Elliott, and Tohu on the bench with Nico there. So yeah, well done, guys like Offengawe. We had Clemmer, Blake Brayley. Well done to those pickups. Also Isaiah Tass, Ramsey, Kennedy, and Garner. So good scores for that one there for Lee. We had Jono, Josh, Peter, Anthony, Matty H, Sammy, Lucan, and Will M, who round out the top 10. Also Dent, shout out to you, number 12. Yeah, pretty cool. They're at the top. So overall points, we have a leader by only 26 now. And there was a bit over 100, and that person, I don't know who was in the top anymore. Was it Lucan? Lucan was up there. Dylan, Hugger Clan. Yeah, what happened to Hugger Clan this week? Wow. 301, holy smokers. Wow, had Madison as captain. What happened here? It's a bit ridiculous. Wow, just had no one playing. Holy smokes. And luckily he had Barnett. Wow. 5 playing this week? 4. Wow. That's crazy. There you go. So it should obviously go better from next week with having all the guns there sitting there, but 301 down to an overall rank of 13. So it shows you what you can, the jumps you can make in Origin rounds. So there you go. That's that one there. We'll move to my league. I think Will be at the top. I've definitely seen him around in my league there. Right, yeah, so Will's up top, Jono, Joshy, Peter, Luke in the top 5. Guys, if you are in this top 10, we got Will in 6, Dent 7, Hugger Clan in 8, Sammy and Mitchell in 9 and 10. If you're in that top 10, what does that make you? Yeah, so you're within sort of 200, almost 200 points. Yeah, from the top there. If you're within that 200 points there, send me a DM on Discord. I'd just like to verify all of you guys. I'll do an announcement in the Discord as well. Just that was part of the rules of my winning my league, was to be in the Discord group and following the channel. So I want to make sure that these guys are still active in the Discord and are seeing my messages at a minimum. So if you're one of those guys, just hit me up with a DM. And we'll verify you and get you set. If you do make that top 3, you obviously get a chance at winning those prizes. So that is my team. General idea on the thoughts that I'm looking to make. And we'll move on to the head-to-head squad, which had a tough one with Reynolds as skipper. All right, the head-to-head squad here, 461 this week. Obviously not as good as what my team produced there. We lose a few more ranking points at 174, but obviously pretty obvious as to why we got the 461 when you had Reynolds as captain there. Missed out on 39 extra points if I just captained Papali'i like generally we would have thought of doing, or Fangawe a little bit less than that 25 points there. So yeah, that's the only tough one here really. Frizzell with the 42 also wasn't ideal, but generally the rest of the guys we selected here went well. We had Chris Lewis with 45, Hosking, so our 2 cheapies did really well. Ezra doing his job. You got McInnes there, Hughesy. So yeah, that was that. Just had less players in this one. 3, 5, 7. I had 9. So same as my team. Just the captaincy choice really killed us in this one. And yeah, 174 overall rank. Obviously not the best thing in the world, but still not terrible. And the 400k in the bank with the 5 trades remaining. So guys that we're looking to get in this team is obviously Cleary is the main draw card. And we have that 400k to go straight up there. And we could base it off potential injuries in Origin. There's guys that we may need to upgrade here. Frizzell, we need to give more time, definitely, to see what he can come up with. We have guys like Kohler that we could do a downgrade upgrade with. And then generally, I think it's going to be basing it around injuries and stuff like that. But Reynolds, if we could really just straight swap Reynolds to Cleary, to be honest with you, it seems like his groin isn't going perfectly well, so it might just be worth just moving on from him now and taking that L and going from there. But that's the head-to-head score. We will drop into the leagues. There were a couple that still played this week, so let's check them out. And what we've got there, in our first one, we did get a win for the Bunts of Bunty, and same with the Strictly Guns, 461. Yeah, the only one we had a real issue with was the Phantom Broncos, which moves us from 4th into 3rd there with a 5-point win, so I'll take that for sure. The lowest we are in our leagues is 4th in the head-to-head thrillers, so there's a couple of really good leagues in here. And again, as long as I'm sticking in the top 4 and have a few trades in the bank, so currently sitting with, it's going to be 9 overall, 5 plus 4 there. I think we're going to do okay in these head-to-head matchups as well. And once we get closer to the finals, I'll really delve into each league and go through the teams that are in there, some of the teams that we're coming up against, and obviously if you've got some questions around head-to-head, drop in the comments as well, and I can help you with that one. But that is the head-to-head squad, and we'll move on to the people squad, which again had a little bit of a tough week there. Okay, and even worse is our people squad with 425, this round 17 score. Sitting at overall rank of 478 now, so dropping back each and every week, unfortunately. And the issues with this one here was the amount of players that we had. Sitting there with 8 in this one was just never going to be enough, unfortunately. And we knew that, but it was the questions around trades being used was, do we trade out some of the guns that we have just to have a better score in this week? And the overall decision was a no. And I think that's a fair decision to make. There's still a few guys that can make us a little bit of money and get us a little bit closer to our final squad. And that was the route we went for this week. And completely fair on that front. You had one of our cash cows who we've held for a long time in David Wiley with the 28 there. So, compared to guys like Hosking, etc., he didn't go so great. Thankfully, we decided to pick up Palacia in this team, and he worked out well with a 50, comparing it to what Hosking came up with. So really strange, personally, why we didn't go for a Hosking at 220, but it worked out fine anyway. And we obviously traded in Pappenhausen this week instead of Offengawi, which cost us 25 points, and obviously a few ranking points there. But if we're looking towards next week, we're very, very well set up for our wing fullbacks. We have the 2 best centres in the game. Halves, we do have Cleary, who will pop in as captain. And we'll look to get the likes of DCE, Cam Murray, Damien Cook, Madison's, these types of players, Ruben Cotter. All the guys I've been speaking about anyway are guys that we're going to be looking to target over the next few weeks. And if there's any injuries to guys down the bottom, you have Joey Manu and these types of players there. But yeah, Cookie's going to be a good one to target this week, I think for sure. Just for us here, we have 7 trades remaining, which is great. Yeah, that's kind of the benefit of only using 2 last week when we probably should have used a couple more. but the 139k in the bank will serve us okay. We'll be able to do an upgrade or two this week, which will be great. And again, based off some injuries, suspensions, and whatever goes on there. But that is around results for the week. I hope you all have had a terrific weekend, and I look forward to analyzing a lot of your teams. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. I'd really appreciate that a lot, and we'll catch you in the next few videos, guys. Looking forward to those team lists in round 18, and obviously looking forward to Origin on Wednesday. It's going to be an absolute cracker of a game, and we'll see you then, guys. Ciao.